Happy day to you. If you have ever wondered how to supercharge your business growth without stress, then you are in the right place because today I'm going to share some secrets on team efficiency and business prosperity and extend you a special invitation. So stick around because I've got some game-changing insights for you. All right, so here's the dealio. It is Monday, January 29th. And for many of you, your annual 2024 business goals have already, well, let's be honest, they have already gotten out of your focus and you are on to other things because you are just incredibly busy. And even though you have a team, sometimes it might feel like that team is mm, more trouble than it's worth. So, what I want to share with you today is some ways that you can get some more efficiency from your team, get your profits increased as a result, and still have time for a glass of wine or two, or to play a game with your kids, or to get laundry done, or whatever it is that you want to do in your off hours without thinking about what's going on with the business. So I've got some practical tips for you today, some real world insights, and a sneak peek into my upcoming New Year, New Prosperity workshop. So don't miss this chance. Also, I am going to take questions live. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to pop them into the comments. If you're here joining me live, please comment #live. If you're catching this on the replay, #replay. That really helps me out. Lets Facebook know that this is content that you want to get. All right, so here's the deal. I'm hosting this workshop on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, New Year, New Prosperity. I'm going to be sharing 3 shortcuts to create real team efficiency, grow your profits big, and to give you some of your time back so that you can actually be present in your off hours with the people and the passions that you love. And if you want to join us, I'm going to make sure to put the link to the workshop registration page. By the way, it's free into the comments so that you can get it and get your seat secured. We do have a limit to the number of seats that we have available. So, don't wait. It's not marketing language and, like a sales pitch. It's legitimately true. There is a limit. Okay. So let me get into the questions that I have been getting from folks about this concept, this, experience that I'm going to be hosting for people, because without some insight, how will you know if it's right for you? So I wrote them down and, here we go. So first things first, someone asked, how can I improve my team's efficiency without micromanaging? Now, I know many of you are concerned about micromanaging. Not only do you not want to be hovering over people, either physically or figuratively, because it wastes your time, but you also don't want to create an environment where that is what people are expecting from you, right? So let me give you some tips. So first things first is, if you focus on communicating and shift that in your mindset, and it's not micromanaging, then that is already you're moving in the right direction. But the other thing is, I want you to really focus on empowering your team to be able to do things without you. Set a clear goal, provide the necessary resources, and trust them so that they can deliver, right? Now, that may mean you have a check-in point someplace in the process, maybe several, depending on what it is. I would recommend it's early on in the process, so that way you know whether they're veering off track too much or not. But efficient leadership is about guiding, or you can think about it as coaching or mentoring more than controlling. If you feel like you have to control your team, we definitely need to talk. You definitely need to come to the New Year, New Prosperity workshop. All right, so a couple of things a couple of other questions I've gotten. What are some quick strategies to boost team productivity? Again, don't hate the messenger here, but if you're not setting clear, specific, achievable goals and then communicating those goals to your team on a regular basis, they are going to not be able to be as productive for you as they could be. Make sure you implement regular check-ins around those goals and encourage open communication from your team so that they can share, this isn't working and here's why. This really worked. We should maybe do more of it. And then you also might want to have some tools in place that can help you streamline workflows. So, one of the tools that I like to use is called Teamwork, and you might be familiar with it. I don't know if you are, but I'm going to put a little link in the comments. So, if you want to check it out, you can. Teamwork is a project management or task management system. And the thing I like about Teamwork is it allows me to create the workflow or task list for repeatable projects, things like posting a new blog post or doing a live stream. Um, and I can use them over and over. So I only have to build out the system once, and then I can copy that list, complete with the assignments, and we're ready to go. It really streamlines things, and we can comment on those tasks and get communication updates more easily. All right, let's see here. How can I balance team efficiency with maintaining a positive team culture? That's a really good question. They are not mutually exclusive, right? You can have a positive culture with efficiency. As a matter of fact, if you think of it like a game, how can we do this the most efficiently? Um, then it becomes positive because we all want to win together. So it's really all about finding the right balance. If you're encouraging open feedback from your team, and not just one time saying you have an open door policy, but you have to say it over and over and you have to mean it. Um, And if you also recognize achievements, big or small, on your team, you're going to make sure then that your team feels really valued and supported, and they're going to be more positive while they're working towards doing their work more efficiently. All right, let's see what else we have here. So, the next one, next question. All right, next question was, what is the best way to delegate tasks effectively? Hmm. Okay, so those of you that know me know that delegation is probably it's probably my number one favorite thing to teach to my clients and to help them to implement on a regular basis because it is such a game changer. Effective delegation is not just about getting things off your plate and getting them done. I mean, that is a huge, wonderful benefit, and I want you to have that, but also about providing opportunities for your team to feel trusted, for them to feel excited about their work, and for them to be developing and growing new skills. So, the best way to delegate effectively is to start with understanding your team's strengths and the things that they want to be growing into. So, if you're not asking them, what skills do you want to learn next? What experiences do you want? You're going to be missing out on a lot of opportunity. And then assigning the tasks accordingly. Clear expectations are key. I don't know that I've ever met a manager or a leader that is actually as clear as they think they are in setting their expectations. And that's why I developed my one-page delegation simplifier. We're going to offer that as a bonus for those of you that sign up for the New Year New Prosperity Workshop. It's a fantastic tool for this because it really takes the guesswork out of creating delegation instructions and communicating them in a way that they're full and complete. All right, let's see here. Next question. How can I ensure continuous growth and scalability in my business? That's a good one. Um, Continuous growth, it requires a mix of strategic planning, managing your team efficiently, and then being able to adapt when things don't go the way we thought they might go. We need a plan. A plan is the roadmap, but sometimes you got to take a detour on the road, right? And so if you have great team management in place, you have good relationships with your team, they can be agile. And you can focus on creating processes that are scalable and investing in your team's development so that they can implement, and then you can have that scalability that you want to have. All right, let's look at the next one. Aha, our sixth and final question, at least for now. What are some common mistakes leaders make in team management? Well, if I had a nickel for every time a manager or a leader came to me and they were making one of these mistakes, well, I would have a lot of nickels. All right, so common mistakes. Certainly micromanaging, but the opposite of micromanaging, it's like we swing the pendulum to the other direction, is just not communicating enough. Matter of fact, I heard someone recently, a friend of mine said that a manager in the business where she worked has mistaken not micromanaging with not communicating. The second mistake certainly is not delegating efficiently or effectively or even at all, even though they have a really capable team. And then I'd say lastly, the number, like kind of the number three one is failing to communicate clearly in general. And keep in mind, communication is a two-way street. We might be the sender, but someone else has to receive that message. And if they're not receiving it in the way that we intended, and when we're not checking to find out, we're just going to have a whole host of problems. Back and forth messages on Slack, Facebook Messenger, email, phone calls, and just waste a lot of time. So it's really important that you build the skills as a manager and a leader so that then you can trust that those skills work and you can trust your team, and then they can focus on what they need to do while you focus on the strategic leadership of your team or your business or both. All right, so if you're ready to take your leadership skills to the next level this year and start the year off with a bang, I want to invite you to join me for my New Year, New Prosperity workshop. We are offering a very special bonus. It's my one-page delegation simplifier, and it will transform how you manage your team, hands down. I'm going to make sure to put the link to the workshop again into the comments so that you can have it. And you can join us on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Um, the link is in the comments now. Go there, secure your spot. Let's make 2024 your most prosperous year yet, where you have a team that is actually making enough money for you that it's paying for itself and then some. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. We're going to be talking about 3 specific strategies that I use on a regular basis to really increase the profits, the growth, and my own time freedom. So again, that's January 31st, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And you're not going to want to miss it because it is going to be so juicy. I'm really excited about it. And, this is the time when in the year, let's be honest, we usually get off track from our goals a little bit, right? The new year energy has died down. And so I want this to be the boost that you need to keep you and your team on track to making this your best year ever in business with far more profits for the team you already have. I think that's really key. I'm not going to be teaching any hiring strategies here because I know you can be more efficient with the team already that you have. You don't need to hire more people. You don't need to work more hours yourself. You just need to shift the balance of what you're doing with the time that you have so that you can be more efficient, they can be more efficient, they can make more money for the business. And then you can do all kinds of amazing things with that money, right? You can keep it, you can spend it, you can invest in your team, you can invest in other things, you can donate it to causes you believe in. So it's not just about making money, it's about what we do with the money, right? All right, friends. Well, I want to thank you for joining me for today's live Q&A session. The questions I got from all of you who contributed before we went live are fantastic. I can't wait to dive deeper into these topics at the New Year, New Prosperity workshop on Wednesday. Remember, you have got the power to lead authentically, to double your profits or more, and still have time for the things that you love. It is 100% possible if you know what to do. And actually, I want to leave you with a quick little story to illustrate that. So, way back in the day, some of you might remember when copy machines became common equipment inside your companies. And we called them Xerox machines, right? Because Xerox was the brand. And there were these big behemoth machines, and they were quite complicated. And, at that time when they were new, there weren't a lot of people that knew how to service them, but there were some people. Well, the story goes that there was a company whose Xerox machine had broken down and wasn't working properly, and they called a Xerox repair person. And the Xerox repair person came and he looked at it, opened up the front door and looked around and said, "Okay, it's going to be $2,000 to repair this." And of course, they balked at that because the machine itself was really expensive. and they didn't feel like they had the budget for that, but they really needed the machine to work. So they kind of hemmed and hawed, and finally they decided to, go for it, spend the $2,000 to get the machine repaired. And so the repair person collected the funds, and opened the front door to the copy machine, looked around, pressed a button, closed the door, and the machine worked. And of course, the person who had just paid the $2,000 for that was standing there with their mouth hanging open because all he did was push a button. And so that prompted them to say, hey, wait a minute, all you did was push a button. And he said, yeah, think of it this way. It's $1 to push the button, and it's $1,999 to know which button to push. When you know which button to push, it's not hard work. The 3 shortcuts I'm going to share with you on Wednesday are knowing what to do so that then you can go forth and do it. I promise you, it's not hard. It's actually harder doing what you're doing now if you're not delegating efficiently, if you're not getting your team set up in a way that they can make money for your business and free you up without you having to micromanage and spend more time at your computer than you're already spending now. So let me share those things with you at Wednesday at the New Year New Prosperity Workshop. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to sign up for the workshop. As soon as you sign up, the very next page, I'm getting, what you want me to cover. So please help me help you by letting me know what you want me to include. If you have any more questions or need further guidance, do not feel free to reach out to me. Please do it anytime. And until next time, stay empowered, stay prosperous. See you soon, everybody. Bye.